Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models. My name is Bob Waldron, and in this video we're going to be having a nice cracking inbox review of Academy's 1/72 scale B-29A. Now this kit is all about the two atomic bombs that were dropped in Japan and the two aircrafts that actually flew them. Really sort of cool kit. This was brand spankingly new tooled in 2015, so all nice and new. This is quite a big box. Considering it's 1/72 scale, this is going to be quite an impressive piece on your cabinet or display case or something, because it is rather big, as you can see from this. Now just diving straight in, the recessed panel line detail is looking very crisp, as you can see there. Not seeing any sort of recessed rivet detail, which is a bit of a shame, but we do have good crisp recessed panel lines. They do just slightly, as it molds around to the 90-degree angle, does very slightly start to lose its crispness a bit. Probably still can take a wash, probably not a big deal, but maybe to play it safe, do a little bit of a rescribe. We've got all sorts of little sort of internal bits going on here as well. Some nice detail, as you can see here, for 1/72 scale. That is looking rather good. We do have our 4 engine detail bits just here as well. As you can see, that's going to look nice inside the engine just there. We do have some eject pin marks here and there, but I don't think you're going to see these pieces. It does look like we've got a bit of detail area just here, and there is a eject pin mark in there, but I don't think we're going to really sort of see that really. Moving along, we've got a nice screw here which has 2 screws, I do believe, in just this one. In here we do have 4 propellers. Right, they're looking rather crisp. Just a little bit of flash, just a little bit here and there on the tips maybe. So that's going to, take a little bit of delicate sort of sanding to sort that out. We've got our engine cowl sections here again. Same sort of level of surface detail with the recessed panel lines. Yeah, kind of quite typical of Academy as well. Looking quite good there. Some eject pin marks inside, but you probably wouldn't see them. Some more bits of detail running along here and the other side as well. Our second sprue, we have like our tail section here again, sort of same typical surface detail. I'm not seeing any rivet details on this at all yet. We've got our engine cowls just here again, same sort of level of surface detail, and that is basically that. We do have, these do look like wheel well doors, which do have some nasty ejector pin marks, absolutely really nasty ejector pin marks, but filling and sanding them, I don't see they're going to be a major problem. There's no sort of detail around these areas that are going to really sort of make sorting them out a really hard problem. Now we do have another set of propellers in here, I've just noticed, so haven't quite looked at the instructions yet, but it looks like there's options to be taken with this, and these propellers are looking rather nice as well. We've got the little bomb, the little nuclear bomb. I forgot which one that was called now. It was that's it, Little Boy and Fat Man. This is the little boy one, so you get to put those in there as well. Some more detail going on here. We have some lovely tread detail going on with the wheels, and the hubcaps have got a lovely detail going on inside there. We've got seats which do have like harnesses in there and bits of internal detail going on all inside here. You know, it does look, you know, well detailed, going to be good for 1/72 scale. Ejector pin marks, you know, there is some back of seat, so we shouldn't really be seeing them. Apart from that, not too bad, but there are ejector pin marks that it does look like you're going to be tackling. Right, and then we have, get this out of the way, we've got our wing section up next, right, which, as you can see, is going to be quite a big wingspan because it is a B-29. Right, so let's just take our first wingspan. As you can see, this is quite a hefty wingspan. Maybe I'll just quickly measure this up for you. It's about the 27.5 centimeters across. This is just one wingspan, you know, so add two of them together and a bit of a fuselage, and that's basically the length we're looking at. But yeah, same level of detail. That's all along this kit. Some slight little marks, scratches. I don't know if you could pick that up on camera. They probably get away with not having to sand them. They're not that heavy, but you might want to give them a little light sanding just to make sure they don't show through on the paintwork, which, going by the paintwork, this is a full-on natural metal finish, so you're going to want to make sure everything is nice and perfect. Bit more internal detail, some raised rivets inside here. The flash along this whole kit, you know, does seem to be very minimal, nice and new as what you would expect from a new kit. Loads of landing gear detail here, which is looking like there's lots of detail inside them. Flipping it over, check some ejector pin marks. Yes, we got a little ejector pin mark inside this bit of detail. And yeah, you've got some ejector pin marks just on this bit of landing gear as well. A little bit of a shame. Oh crikey, even these wheels have ejector pin marks on the tyres. Never seen that before, actually. That's not brilliant, in all honesty. I think they've probably done that because you bring them together, so you probably won't see them, but they're not that brilliant. So a little bit of a downer there on those ejector pin marks. Let's just check our last sprue here. Ejector pin marks, they're not looking too bad. So landing gear, ejector pin marks, a little bit nasty, but you know, the rest of this wing section is, you know, like the rest of the kit. Nothing new there. Some more detail going on. As you can see, this detail's all looking pretty sort of good. That brings us now to our last sprue, which is our clear parts, which I have had a look at these, and you know, we've got some nice detail going on inside these clear parts. They do look nice and clear, most of them. One or two of these two up here, I feel like they could do with maybe a bit of a polish or maybe a bit of a dip. The main canopy section here, there is I don't know how well you can see that, but there is the odd bit of a cobweb effect. I don't think you're going to pick that up very well, but there is like a little cobweb effect just here. There's another one just going across here. I think I'm just picking that up on camera. There's not loads on there. You're not really going to be like really drawn to it, but there is that sort of discrepancy in the canopy. Not the best, but they are sort of workable with still. Moving along, we then have our decals and instructions. The decals, they are printed by Cartograph, so we know they're going to be the best decals in the world. We know they're going to work nicely with micro solid set. Shouldn't have a major problem. They are all nicely in registry. They look good. The colours look good. The small writing looks good. These are going to be some cool decals to go on a natural metal finish. The instructions are quite small. Surprisingly, you know, it looks like a big kit, but there is hardly any instructions. If we just start off, you know, it's starting off with all the cockpit section and sort of internal detail areas and the atomic bombs and all this kind of stuff. We do have a bit of a colour call out for products like Humbrol, Testers, Revell, Vallejo, Life Colour, GSI, all those kind of colours. Nice that when they put those things in, but don't always take them in stone. Maybe do a little bit of research. There is a bit of cockpit there. There is a bit of sort of internal detail. Again, with these kind of kits, you know, you can go to town with the detail, but what you actually see, I mean, you know, look at these canopies. They're not massive. You know, you do all that detail and you're only going to be able to see inside these sort of clear parts. So, you know, you don't really have to go to town, but if you wanted to, you can. And then it's just a simple construction of bringing the two fuselage halves together, followed by your wing sections, two sections coming together and coming onto the fuselage section. Nothing really major there. And then we've got one final page. As you can see, there's only like 4 pages of instructions. Does look like you can easily follow it. There's no colour, it's sort of basic paper, black and white. But it looks like it's gonna sort of get you there. You might have to sort of study it a little bit more. I'm kind of seeing that these, where it's telling you where the landing gear is gonna go, I mean, it's really not that specific, so you might be sort of scratching your head a little bit and trying to work it out, but hopefully you'll get there in the end. Then we have finally some basic decal markings, as well as like the 2 different aircraft we can do here, which was the 2 aircraft that carried the atomic bombs, one for the little boy and one for the fat man, which is kind of a sort of a historic sort of aircraft in a sense in that way, but they could have been a bit better on the instructions. All in all, this kit only costs around about £25, so actually it's a bargain really. For £25, there's a lot of plastic there. You're going to have a big ass model. You really get to go to town with natural metal finishes, which, you know, I do like to do natural metal finishes. It is sort of something different. It's nice to try out natural metal finishes. There does seem to be the detail there. There was those 1 or 2 places where you've got the ejector pin marks, pretty sort of nasty. 1 or 2 places on the canopies which are a little bit, but you can sort of get away with it. But again, apart from that, for £25 you can't really grumble. So it is definitely a well recommended kit. So my name's Mel Bewildering, this is Genesis Models, and I hope you've enjoyed.